What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video here on Touchdown Kingdom. Now, the regular season might be over, but we're not going anywhere, and we're super excited to bring you our predictions for Super Wild Card Weekend. Let's get right into it. Our first matchup is the Browns at the Texans. The Texans managed to squeeze out a win over the Colts in the last week of the season and now find themselves in the playoffs. It's been a great year for Houston, who have been one of the weaker teams in football throughout the last decade or so. Now, they have an exciting young head coach and an even younger, more exciting quarterback in CJ Stroud, who had a fantastic rookie year. The Texans' story has been awesome to follow, but the Browns are right there with them. They've dealt with so many injuries, including key offensive linemen, key players on defense, their all-pro caliber running back Nick Chubb, and their starting quarterback Deshaun Watson. Throughout all of the adversity that they faced throughout this year, they always found a way to come out on top, largely thanks to the re-emergence of quarterback Joe Flacco and their head coach Kevin Stefanski, who has done a fantastic job throughout his tenure with the Browns. Unfortunately for the Houston Texans, I feel like the only advantage they have in this game is being the home team. The Browns are superior on both sides of the ball, and the inexperience of CJ Stroud going up against the veteran playoff experience of Joe Flacco is not a comparison that favors the Texans. Give me a Browns win 24-17. This video is powered by BetUS. Don't forget to click the link in the description for a 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,500. BetUS also has quick 24-hour payouts to deposit your winnings. Thank you to BetUS for being the proud sponsor of Touchdown Kingdom.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
Up next, we have the Miami Dolphins at the Kansas City Chiefs. It's been a very interesting year for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They still managed to put together an 11-win season and did end up winning their division, but their play on the field left something to be desired, and it'll probably go in the books as a, quote, down year for Kansas City in terms of their own standards. But none of that matters now, as everyone is equal heading into the playoffs. Their opponent, the Miami Dolphins, also had a very interesting year. They were in the driver's seat of the AFC East since week 1, but managed to collapse just as the Buffalo Bills began to get hot, and the Dolphins actually wound up finishing second in the division. They now have to go to Arrowhead Stadium and beat the Chiefs, which is a notoriously difficult place to play. Also, these two teams did meet during the regular season, and the Chiefs got the upper hand. I know it's been a rocky year for Kansas City, but I expect them to perform in the playoffs like we're used to seeing them. Chiefs win at home 27-21. Moving on to the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Buffalo Bills. In typical Pittsburgh fashion, they've managed to make the playoffs even after experiencing a very up and down regular season. They did it on the backs of their terrific defense and their head coach Mike Tomlin, who remains one of the most underrated coaches in the NFL. The Bills also had a very up and down year in terms of their own standards, but they got hot at the right time and ended up winning the AFC East for the 4th year in a row. This will be an interesting matchup between these two teams. Ultimately, the Bills are the superior team. However, Josh Allen loves to turn the ball over, and the Steelers' defense are one of the best in the league at forcing these turnovers. This game is still Buffalo's to lose, but I do see a path to victory for Pittsburgh if their defense can force Josh Allen into making multiple mistakes. The problem for the Steelers is that while their defense remains rock solid, their offense has been one of the most inconsistent units in the league throughout the 2023 season. For this reason, I'm going to give this to the Buffalo Bills at home. Bills win 26-17. Up next, we have the Packers at the Cowboys. You could definitely call this season a success for Green Bay. Their record of 9-8 doesn't exactly jump off the screen, but they still find themselves in the playoffs during Jordan Love's first year as the full-time starting quarterback. Love had a very solid season, having some great games with a couple stinkers mixed here and there. But the Packers feel confident that they have their quarterback of the future, which is more than plenty of NFL teams could say at this current moment. The Cowboys also had a very successful year, somehow beating out the Eagles for NFC East supremacy. Dak Prescott had an incredible season, wide receiver CeeDee Lamb put up career numbers, and their defense balled out week after week. They also get to stay home for this matchup, and that will be a huge advantage for the Cowboys. They played flawlessly at home during the regular season and were a different team on the road. I like the Cowboys in this matchup over Green Bay. They're the better team on both sides of the ball, and once again, the home field advantage in this game is real. The Cowboys should definitely take care of business, and they'll get the win 28-20. Our next matchup, the highly anticipated Rams at Lions. Matthew Stafford finally gets to play a playoff game in Detroit, but not for the Lions. This game will have eyes all over it. It's not only the return of Stafford to Detroit, but Lions quarterback Jared Goff will be looking to stick it to his former team as well. The Rams had an up and down season, but got very hot towards the end and find themselves in the postseason. Stafford put up numbers while wide receiver Puka Nacua put himself on the NFL map. On the other hand, the Lions had their best season in years. They are NFC North champs, and they currently hold the 3rd seed in the conference. A few years back, head coach Dan Campbell was laughed at when he said they'd be biting off kneecaps in his opening presser, and look where the Lions are today. I definitely expect them to get a win at home for their fans who haven't experienced a home playoff game since 1993. While the Rams can present some problems on offense, I think the Lions are the better team with more to play for. Give me a Lions win 30-24. And finally, our last matchup of Super Wildcard Weekend, the Eagles at the Buccaneers. The Eagles are only 3-point favorites against the Bucs after losing 5 out of their last 6 games to end the season. None of that matters now that the playoffs are here, but if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm extremely nervous thinking about my team losing this game because it certainly looks possible. The Bucs defense is solid, and Baker Mayfield has played well enough to lead his team to the postseason. The Eagles are still the better team without a doubt, but with how they've been playing over the course of the past couple months, this game could definitely go either way. The Eagles' collapse was so bad that they ended up losing the division title to Dallas and now find themselves hitting the road for Wildcard Weekend as opposed to enjoying a nice home game in Philly, something that was expected by everyone before the collapse began. With all of that being said, I still do like the Eagles to win this game. I just can't see them getting eliminated in the first round of the playoffs, but all of a sudden, this is a game to watch closely. Eagles win in a tight one, 24-21. Alright guys, that's going to do it for another video here on Touchdown Kingdom. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can stay up to date on all of our content. And as always, most importantly, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your predictions in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.